Crouse.
When you're working with someone like Terry Gilliam, who is just someone who I think lets his imagination run wild, and has no edit switch. He's not politically correct. He doesn't take himself particularly serious. This sounds like the perfect match of director to actor to me.
Yeah, I love Terry. I think his huge talent and imagination, it has become actually totally original on the screen. There isn't anyone else that I can think of, even going back into the silent film days, who is as extravagant in his imagination as both an illustrator and an animator and a director, but mostly as an illustrator and animator. His I suppose one would call it a mad mix of Rousseau and Hieronymus Bosch. I don't know where he gets his inspiration, but it's certainly from some of those guys, you know. And his writing inspiration and his ideas come from, you know, I suppose Rabelais and Boccaccio and all, and Lewis Carroll. Because Lewis Carroll is always very present on the other side of the mirror, has always been a preoccupation of Terry's, and a preoccupation of mine, because Alice Through the Looking Glass is a lasting, stays with you all your life. Lewis Carroll was, in his way, the most original of those fantasists. Really, the beginner of them, and the most original. And I think Terry must love them, those stories, because they're so present in his work.
Well, there's something about those stories, when I think of the Lewis Carroll stories, that sort of, you know, take the key and unlock a door that maybe we hadn't seen before in literature. And I think that since then, and when I look at Terry Gilliam's work, he seems to be someone who, his stories they seem old-fashioned but very modern at the same time. So I guess this one is a fairy tale in a lot of ways, but it's set in modern-day London, among other places.
Yes.
And it's hard to tell. When the movie first started, when I see the Dr. Parnassus wagon in this parking lot, I thought, are we in 1800? And then the camera pulls back a little bit, and it looks like you're in a parking lot of a convenience store or something.
That's right.
And so I thought that's the great juxtaposition that Terry brings to so many of his films. Brazil is the same way. You don't know exactly when it's set. No. And so it's lovely.
Yes, there's no time's warp. Yeah. There's no century. It's all the centuries all rolled into one. I think it's the best thing he's done for a long time, and I loved his departures, like Fisher King and even 12 Monkeys, which I was in, was a slight departure, but always a little on the obscure side and always dark. But this is his joyous moment, and I think we just must let him have a ball, because he makes us have a ball.
Right. Well, it almost didn't happen because of Heath Ledger's passing, but the film works so beautifully well now. I mean, going in, we'd all heard about it, and
well, it actually works in a funny way better than the original script, because the audience needs to be rejuvenated at the 11th hour, and they are, by the presence of the three guys. I think Heath would have thoroughly approved of that, and probably been relieved not to go on, actually. He said, okay, fellas, it's time that I had a break.
Right.
Yes, there's all sorts of modernisms. The Russian mafia, everything is present, everything is now, but told in a sort of classic circus vein. It's great entertainment.
Crouse.